only touch greatness.
I only touch greatness, y'all. So check this out. And y'all need to know. Narrator RBX is riding through from here to Canada. And I only touch greatness. So y'all know what it is. Yo, this is RBX. And you tuned in to Conversations with Chad. And you do know that.
Now tell me.
Oh, and I only touch greatness. Oh.
Deep like the mines of Minota. Now picture this. Let's picnic inside a moor. Not picnic baskets, picnic caskets. And I got the machine, I crack the fucking chest plate open and release them guts. Then I release the cuts. Brutal, jagged edge, totally roughneck. Now everybody scream enough respect to the X. Enough respect given, disrespect, and you will not be living. Word to mama, Emma, drama, dilemma. Suicide is a suicide. Suicide is a suicide. Suicide is a suicide. Now tell me, what's my motherfucking name? Back on over coastal fronts. I come with no fronts and smashing monkey fronts. If you wanna be evil like an evil and jump, I guarantee your punk ass catch the speed. The tactics extract morbid thoughts from the mental. Custom design for instrumental. Yes, indeedy. Lyrical graffiti. And this one's a burner, baby. Truck like Toyota driven. True and living driving with the pop the clutch. Let the cold crush rush. Then I flush white material. That if I don't match the monster mush. Hush, let me brush down my gush. Cock diesel cuts.
West Coast, West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. Death row, death row, death row, death row. West Coast, West Coast, death row, death row, West Coast.
Greased up blue khakis with the blue bandanas. SDs on the block, but never ran us. Cops can't block us. We rock scanners. Every year, every move the cops are making. When they try to make a gap or move, we shake it. Back to the wind. Another dollar to spin. One more pen. Lord, forgive me for one more sin, cause I might have to crack one more chin. See them faggots be talking and walking. That's why the fuck I'm stalking and hawking. Call me Humphrey, watch the way I go guard. Dip your paint, watch me when I go hard. Got it hopping like a foe in the back bumper. If your bitch hump back, then be back. Back to the dog pound city.
From side to side, and I let it was. And I let it was.
Narrator, hit him with the flash flood flow. Bitch nigga drown in the undertow. We shot the spot like thunder though. Bitch nigga stepping with blunder, bro. Let me tell you how it really is. X down with Snoop, it ain't no quiz. Familia, more thicker than water. Once missiles are launched, more quicker the slaughter. Bloody murder. Remember me, seven execution. Remember me, I have no remorse. Remember me, I'm high power. Remember me, I drop bombs like Hiroshima. For this one, they scream X, you retarded. Course I grab the mic and get down like syndrome. I then roam into the masses without boundaries, which
I always start with talk about your childhood growing up in Long Beach. And for me, this is a sports podcast. So did you play any sports growing up?
I played football, outside linebacker and defensive end for Long Beach Poly High School. Then I went to UNLV right when Randall was leaving. So I played with Icky Woods and Charles Demery and David Hollis and Suge Knight.
Yeah, you played with them there too. I forgot about that. Have you ever been to Vancouver?
I have. It's nice and clean. Love it up there.
Yeah, it definitely is that too. And what made you first get into music, and who were your old role models at the time?
I would say my role models is the old school heads. You dig? Like, I'm still tripping off how they did the Cold Crush. I'm one of them cats. So you dig? All of those cats. You know, Melly, Raheem. I was influenced by all of those cats. You dig? LL Cool J, Mo D, the greats. Did I say BDK? You got to put some Big Daddy Kane and Rakim in there.
For sure, definitely. Chad, you want to shoot?
Did I say Easy and Ice-T? Anyway, we do that shit all day.
They're always
that's what it. What you said, bro? My bad.
Yo, X. Yo, this is Chad. Hey, I want to talk about the new shit you got coming out. So you just dropped a single with Crazy Bone, Night Stalker. Tell me about that record and getting Crazy Bone on there.
Okay, so you want the Hollywood version or you want the real version? You know
I want the real version. I want the real version.
All right, so what had happened was the homie called me, they had a track. And they said, X, we're going to shoot you the track. And you just do your RBX thing, you know. We be honest with you, Sivas and Skit, they was like, we're gonna make it easy for you, X. You know, you already kind of depressed or whatnot, and you ain't really trying to do the music. So we just gonna hit you with the beat. Ain't no real premise, just go in there and do your thing, bro. I said, okay, that's what it is. So I'm rocking with the track. Then all of a sudden, he called me and was like, Crazy went over there and just destroyed some things. And I'm like, wow, you dig? And the way I get it is the homies just called Crazy and was like, RBX working on some things. And Crazy was so like trying to help a brother out that he wasn't even interested in the cheese. You know, a lot of cats be driven by the cheese. Crazy was like, nope, I'm going to go hold the big homie down. And went over there and did what he did, jumped in the booth, and got up out of there. Then they sent it to me. Then I was like, wow, okay. And then we went from there. And then I think when I did it, the homies was like, well, that's a wrap. Y'all concluded that. I don't see nobody going behind nothing y'all did. So that's why it's just two versions. And we went in and just came out. Bam. So shout out to Crazy, man. I appreciate you, bro. A lot of cats wasn't holding me down or ain't holding me down. And Blood just pulled up and kept it 100, 110 with me. You dig? I appreciate that.
So X, with the new album, Hibernation Shivers, break down the album title and the concept for us for this project you got coming.
Okay, so Hibernation Shivers is when the bear. Okay, so we gonna stick to the motif of the Killer Cali bear, right? The California State Bear, the Grizzlies, right? So, but when the bear goes into hibernation, they don't eat, and they be off in their den for until hibernation is over. But when they come out of that den, their body go into what's called hibernation shiver, and they start shaking. When they start shaking, that produces heat. That heat bring on the appetite. So just imagine a hungry bear coming out of a den trying to find some food that ain't ate in some months. Hibernation shivers. So in other words, I'm coming out my den, you know what I'm saying? I represent that California Killer Cali bear, and I'm coming out my den and my teeth kind of sharp. So we got a new batch of things and we're going to just start biting down and moving around.
That's dope. That's dope.
Hibernation shivers.
That's dope. That's what's up. So with the project, because you got Crazy Bone on there, so what other features you got coming for us that we can expect?
I think it's me, Crazy Bone, Hutch, Spice One, Raz Kaz, Production, Jelly Roll, Krista Club. I know it's probably a few brothers I'm forgetting, and I might not know their name, but Sivas the Grouch and Skit is the, you know, the producers of that, the executive producers of the thing. So, you know, we just pulling it together. It might be a joint on there with Daz Dillinger, I don't know. My nigga taking time with sending the verse, you dig? So, but it's pretty good, man, you know, and it was pretty much a labor of love, real hip hop oriented, we wasn't trying to, if you can see by Night Stalker, we wasn't trying to shoot for the charts. We was just doing something for the heads.
Right.
You have a favorite song on the album so far?
Huh?
You have a favorite song on the album so far?
I got a lot of little babies, Night Stalker's now one of them, but it's gonna be a few. I think a Billionaire Mind Stay with Me and Hutch. That's gonna be something stupid, but I don't want to give it away. I want to go ahead and keep it so when they push play, get their head bust open. Hello, how you doing, y'all? You dig?
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So, X, I want to take it back on you for a second. So, I want to talk about your place in hip hop history because, you wrote "Let Me Ride" for Dr. Dre on the Chronic when that came out on Death Row Records, right?
Uh-huh.
And that ended up winning a Grammy Award. Ended up getting Dre a Grammy Award for that. Tell me about putting that song together with Dr. Dre and what it felt like at the time to see a song that you had written, that you had penned, win a Grammy.
Well, I mean, when I was younger, when we first did it, it was strictly done from a team standpoint. You understand me? And basically what was going on is Dre was like, actually, you finished. I was working on my album. That Let Me Ride was a song off my album. And I was rehearsing it while we was on downtime from the Chronic. And Dre walked in and heard how it came and was hitting. It was like, whoa, what is that? And I say, that's the Google. That's Dr. Dre. I'm telling him, I'll say, Dre, well, this is what I'm planning on hitting you with when it comes time for my album. And this is what I'm doing. And he was like, oh, wow. Well, we're going to have to use that on the Chronic. I said, well, all right, we didn't have time to be going back and forth because at that time I felt that I had everybody's best interest at heart, as the music side of things. So I ain't have time to argue with him. I said, okay, big homie, that's what's up. And then he said, matter of fact, you got to do the whole song. Now I was ready to leave that day. I think I had some things going on. So I didn't want to be up there all day. You dig? So what I said was, Snoop, I got to do this joint for Dre, and I can't leave until the joint is 100. Do you want to help me write it? And Snoop was like, yeah, what's the name of it? I said, Let Me Ride. He said, okay, that's what we doing. We pinned it up, and he was making sure we was going back and forth, like, old MC style, and, from what we've learned from our roots. And we finessing it, beating things into shape, and then what you hear is what came out.
That's dope. So that was a song. So that was originally a song for your own solo project that you was putting together for Death Row.
Yeah.
What was the original?
Huh?
What was the original title?
It was gonna be the album I was finna put together. If we could have got our business together, you did. But history says we didn't get our business together, so
Right.
I'm just gonna go ahead and get at the Big Dre.
So another key place in hip hop history for you was getting involved with Eminem on what a lot of people consider one of the greatest albums of all time, also with the Marshall Mathers LP. Talk to me about putting and working on that track, Remember Me, with Eminem, Dre, and Sticky Fingers, and how that whole thing came together.
Well, Dre knew we was on some real MC shit. You did, and for M album, he couldn't call somebody that ain't about them bars and them beats and them rhymes. So he called me. Then he called Stick. I'm sure he had called a few other people because and I guess they, for whatever reason, was busy or whatnot. But regardless to how dry I get, I'm always gonna be a solid homie. You understand? Yeah, I let the other people do something crazy. I ain't gonna do nothing crazy. So when the homie called me, I was there. He was like, "Man, I need you to come through and do your RBX thing." I said, "Oh, okay, no problem." At the time, my netty bird was alive. Rest in peace. And she said, "Come on, let's just go to the studio." And we went up there, and then it was a real live boom bash MC. You know, because me and Sticky got the football rivalry. Like, we play basketball. I'm trying to dunk on him. So he seen me, was like, "X, you know I'm a body you." And I'm like, "Sticky, man, you ain't bodying nobody, son. Fall back." And we had that vibe, that banter, that camaraderie going on. And I think that vibe fed into to what we was doing, and it turned out dope.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So the last one that I want to hit about your place in hip hop history was the fact that it wasn't just Death Row Records, but it was also Aftermath Entertainment, two of the biggest hip hop labels to ever do their thing, and you helped kick them both off. And you were vital to both of their, not just their foundation, but then their overall success in becoming the behemoths that they are. Talk to us about how you were initially brought into Death Row, and then also reconnecting with Dre to help him kick off Aftermath.
Okay, so let's see. The Death Row situation was me taking my little cousin Snoop Dogg to Dre's crib so they can get some work done. They were about to go do deep cover, and Snoop needed to be where he needed to be so he can handle his business. And I was preaching to him, you know, because I was fresh out of college. So I was preaching to him being where you need to be at the right time. So I couldn't preach that. I couldn't preach that if I wasn't showing him food. So when he asked me to give him a ride, I said, "Man, I'm going to give you a ride out there. I'm fresh off work. I've been working 8 hours, but it ain't shit for me to hop in the car and drive you out to Drake Club." So I drove him out there, and I was telling him how to get things done and how to execute things. And Dre heard me talking and was asking me, he was asking Snoop, "Your cousin voice is crazy. Can he rap?" And then Snoop was like, "Boy, can he?" But I wasn't there for that. So I wasn't trying to get down. I'm saying I ain't trying to get down. But he was just did something for me. You know, Dre, he kind of manipulative. I ain't gonna have you do nothing. Just give me like 8 bars. So I spit 8 bars, and he was like, "Oh shit, you can't go nowhere. You got to be on the chronic, Jack." And that's what happened.
That's what's up.
So on the Death Row, on the Aftermath situation, my whole loyalty at the Death Row situation pretty much was with Dr. Dre, not Suge. You know, I was with Snoop and Warren and Nate Dogg, and that was my side of the thing. So me and Dre was always good. We didn't have no funk at all. And when he started Aftermath, I was at Warner Brothers. But Warner Brothers was on the tail end of that Ice-T debacle from Cop Killer. And they didn't know what they wanted to do with me. So they had me running around like a Keystone Cop, playing these games, knowing they wasn't going to put the record out because they were scared of all black music at that time. It was, you know, that Cop Killer thing really did some things inside so they was like, you know, so they start forming dummy companies. That's where Premeditated Entertainment came from. That was a dummy company because they didn't want Suge to attack Warner Brothers, so they came with Premeditated. I took Premeditated and ran with it, but that's Warner Brothers first started that. Long story short, Dre, I think I seen Dre somewhere or something, and he announced that he's doing Aftermath, and I hit him up. "Yeah, that's my dog. Hey, man, check this out." He was like, "Man, You need to come over here. We doing this compilation and the rest of the cats, you know, Aftermath presents. So I went over there and I got a release from Warner Brothers, and I went and hollered at Aftermath. Real organic.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. And Blunt Time was my favorite record that you got with Dre and Roger Troutman. That shit, I still listen to that shit. That shit bangs.
And you know what? I still got to give Dre his props for that, bro. Because I'm sitting there listening to the song one day. I say, man, that's actually Roger. That's not no sample.
Yeah,
that came from that's his story, bruh. So, you know, shout out to Good Doctor for that. You know, we just keep it moving, man.
that's what's up. Go ahead, Ryan.
Thanks, bud. What's your personal highlight of your career so far in your mind? What do you look back on and be like, I loved it?
Oh, you know what? I think it would probably be meeting James Brown.
Okay. You want to take me back to RBX Files? I thought the album was awesome. Of course, it did well. What was your favorite track, and what went into working on it?
What would you say? What am I working on now?
Oh, we can talk about that too. Sure.
Oh.
I was asking about the RBX Files and what it was like working on that classic album. And do you have a favorite track?
Oh, you know what? I think it was. I think the word we want to use is cathartic. Is that a word? Can we use that? Anyway, I was trying to get my shit together. I was trying to get my thing together, and that album was a slap in the face, let me know that I could get things done by myself. But I didn't have nobody. That wasn't no Snoop, none of the crew, no Dre, none of that. That was just me and the homie Greg Ski, and I went in there and just did that, and we put it out. So if nothing else, it taught me how to start getting things done and beat things into shape and know how to do things for myself, opposed to having to have the homies do this and the homies do that. No, I went in there with a beat and a pen, and I put my tunnel vision in, and that's what that album taught me.
And Snoop was just here a couple of weeks ago on tour and stuff. I was hoping you were going to make that run with them.
No. We still gotta sit down and talk about some. You know, he moving fast, I'm moving fast. He's doing his thing, I'm doing mine. So, but that's the sentiment in the wind that we're gonna have to sit down and talk and get some things handled. But it hasn't happened as of yet. But that's low cuzzle. So we're gonna keep it 100.
With the last name like Collins, how often do you get referred to as Bootsy's family?
Oh, never. That's only amongst you know. And Bootsy actually not my daddy. That's Uncle Boots.
Yeah,
we just got the same last name.
Yeah, I was also.
They always think that.
Yeah, okay, as long as I'm not the only one that when I seen the last name, it was the first thing I thought.
Yeah, everybody not, you know, and that come from hanging with Snoop and sliding to Uncle Booth, rest in peace, Uncle Bernie Worrell, and all the G's that's hanging around them, and then they see my name match up and think, oh, RBX is Bootsy's son. I don't know how that started.
Yeah.
Bootsy was like, man, they gotta say, nah, Uncle Boots, I don't know. But it's all good. It's all love. And yeah, that's my folks.
One more thing, and then we'll throw her back to Chad. The Inmates album you did recently. Great album as well. What was it like working on that, and your favorite track off that?
Well, I can't say, well, we got two. Okay, we got a couple more. that ain't been released, and I think the administration is still trying to figure out what they want to do with that. We got Tragical and we got Warning, and both of them was kind of funky. So I don't know which one is the favorite out of two. I think we should build some more because we got a couple more that's ugly, but for some reason it ain't moved out yet. So we just gonna pray on that situation. Hope all parties involved get their shit together, and until then, we just gotta keep it pushing back.
Good.
So, X, what are your thoughts on Snoop Dogg purchasing Death Row Records, and is that a situation that you're going to be affiliated with again?
Oh, damn. You would have that. Damn. No. Well, folks been asking me that question, and I'm proud that my little cousin was able to acquire something of that caliber. But it's not my situation. So all things that go on, I'm probably not going to agree with, because I would probably think, I would do things a little different. But it's not my situation. So to answer the question, sure, I'm proud of Snoopy for doing what he's doing. He out there getting it in a real kind of way. So yeah, we can't hate that. Will I be affiliated with Death Row? Probably not. I'm gonna let Cub do his thing, like I say, that's his baby. That's something that I'm premeditated entertainment, and I'm gonna have to be able to have my artists come through and do their thing, and we might have a different creative style. So it'll just be best for me to just stay doing my premeditated, but I'm going to be affiliated with Death Row as long as Snoop is involved.
So, and in saying that, we know that Snoop is doing the sequel to Doggy Style. He's coming out with the Missionary Album that he's been working on with Dre. Yeah. I mean, with you being on Doggy Style, serial killers and all that, are you going to be on the Missionary Album too?
Probably not. I ain't got no call from me, but I ain't been all in the video dancing, so I don't know.
Hey, I seen a comment on your Instagram. I think must be what you're talking about, but it's something along the lines with the party people thing and something about somebody running with the bag.
Oh yeah, that's the NFT. Oh yeah, man, I don't be biting my tongue. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I got a rock joint. I got a rock album. The rock album is my baby, and I'm protected at all costs. So I gave Cuz a joint offer there, just on the strength of the love, and like, I'm not giving this to nobody else, but you are my cousin, so here, boom. And then when it didn't handle, things didn't go like they were supposed to, yeah, I felt some kind of way. I'm over it now, but still, we got to still talk to see if we can resolve the issues, because it's going to be hard to go forward.
Perfect. I didn't know how to ask the question appropriately.
Huh?
Perfect. I didn't know how to answer the question appropriately for you without stepping on any toes.
Right. We ain't worried about that. It is what it is. Did I answer correctly or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Perfect.
Yeah, we good.
Go ahead.
We good on this all up.
Hey, X, I got one last question for you. So earlier this year, you dropped news that you were working on a documentary.
Yes.
What can you tell us about the status of that documentary? Okay, and what kind of details are we looking at?
There was a cat that I was working with, and I thought he was 100, but he was not 100. And we started getting into it, and then I get a phone call from Sir Jinx. You know Sir Jinx. Boy, he's a character.
Yes,
Jinx
sir.
called me up and was like, man, I ain't feeling that. And I'm like, what you not feeling, Jinx? And he said, that title, Surviving the Road. And I'm like, say, man, you ain't survived the road survived you. That sounds soft. Like you was a victim or something. He said, man, get that out of here. So I tell the cat who's doing the documentary, we need to change the name and get the Death Row out of that. It's survive all that. We need to get out of that. We need to just focus on what we doing. And we fell out at that point. So I had to regurge and come with a whole new yada yada. So, but it's back online. The documentary's still back online. You dig? I still don't want to say the title because cats be biting, and I want to get that handled first. But yeah, and the podcast, we got that coming as well. So we got back on track. Sometimes cats throw obstacles in our way, but you know how to run hurdles. Jump out the blocks, and you jump the first hurdle, and you commence to dip it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You gonna have me on your podcast?
Oh yeah, bruh, stop playing. All you gotta do is holler. And I'm gonna be real futuristic, so I'm gonna be able to just split screens and have it like, oh yeah. And now back to Chad. So,
That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey,
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Ryan. You got one?
Yeah, I was gonna ask about the Mac Dre song that just came out, or recently came out.
Okay, so yeah, that's the Hawaiian connection. Shout out to the homie Rory. We was working on my project. Situations. Bruh send me the beat. I do my thing and shoot it back to him. And then, you know, I don't mean to come off arrogant or cocky or nothing like that. But y'all, I just be working. I don't be knowing the shit is hot. I mean, I think everything I do is when I'm working on it right there, the hottest shit ever. And then I go to the next song. And then I go to the next song. But I really don't have time. The shit is real. I really don't have time to sit around and dwell on what the fuck I did. I'm like, I go in there and bust. And you know when you've been doing this long enough, when you go in there, there's a certain level of expertise you must have and that you always practice. I'm going in and I'm out of there. And then at that point, usually it's not on me no more. It's on how cats mix and master. Like, oh, he goofy with his mixing, or oh, that they got the vocals sitting right on the track correctly. Then that's dope. But that's on the cats that, like, my cats just got through mixing some stuff, and I was like, wow, I hadn't heard the song before. Then when I heard it mixed, I was like, that sound like RBX.
I need to hear a good tour story. So can you tell me a good tour story? Maybe your favorite one or your worst experience on a tour.
On what? On tour?
Yeah.
I don't really have no bad stories on tour except that it's hard. You got to get up. You got to get. It's not a glamorous thing. You know, you got to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, get your bag down to the bus, be on the bus, have your shit ready, don't forget nothing, because if you leave it behind, it's gone. Yeah, it's a rough game. It looks glamorous because people just see this and they don't know what goes on behind the scenes. Folks fighting to get their room, frustrated, tired, food late.
Got to be probably much like a sports team would be when you're traveling every 2 days.
It's worse than a sports team. A sports team is more organized. It's like a little sovereign nation. When that bus pull in, everybody getting off there on their own room and their own little zone. So a basketball team, you going into dining comments, you're gonna eat. Everybody's gonna eat at 6 o'clock. Dinner's over at 6:30. You regimented. So sometimes when you get off that tour bus, things ain't regimented. You just know you want to grab something to eat and get to your room and go to sleep before you got to get your shit, go back in that bus in the morning.
So when you went to UNLV, were you just on a full ride football scholarship, or what were you studying?
I was on the full ride scholarship, recreation administration. I was gonna run all the national parks. You did make sure the bears was eating the chickens and the chickens was eating the feed.
Recently worked with Fat Lip.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how did that go? I mean, the song's good.
Oh well, it's the same cats. Grouchy and Skid called me and was like, X-Men, Fat Lip up here doing something, yada yada. Come get out of your stinking depression and get away from the cats that ain't looking out for you. And come over here, put a couple dollars in your pocket, man. We're gonna have some trees and we're gonna have a good vibe, man. You get to start building with other cats than the knuckleheads that's in your clique. Because I'm just kind of cliquey. I only just deal with my cats. But when that wasn't working, I had to get outside the box. And that's what we doing now. We outside the box. And it's dope. You seen the Crazy Bone RBX combination. It's like, whoa, we hit fools off. They wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I got two more. Last ones. What's your favorite smoke these days? I know I seen you Tiger Blood in your in one of your pictures, and that's my favorite strain right now too.
What?
The Tiger Blood, because you smoke weed, right?
Oh, okay. So the Tiger Blood. Shout out to West Side Collective and the whole crew over there. Yeah, that's an explosive strain that the homie them grew, and they blessed me with it. And yeah, it'll slump you. You dig?
Yeah, it's definitely up here in Vancouver, and we're loving it up here.
Right. And Platinum Bubba.
Oh yeah. Jeez. Hey, last one. What do you want your legacy to be remembered as?
The what?
What do you want your legacy in hip hop to be remembered as?
Just one that didn't go all hip hop. I mean, they didn't go all corny and kept it hip hop and kept the little boom bap with the swagger. You dig? I know they got all kind of new styles, but I just stuck to the format and the blueprint that I was given, that I know in my heart innately, and I don't try to do something. I'm not a fast rapper, even though I can. I used to do it a long time ago. I used to be a fast rapper. I could do all of that. It just didn't suit me, because when I was doing that, I had too much real spill that I wanted people to hear, and they wasn't hearing it when I was doing 1,000,000 miles an hour. So that's why I slowed down and just got straight to the point with it.
Okay, so the floor is yours if you want to plug anything.
Yeah, well, I just want to say, we gonna stay active. We got new singles dropping. We got I think the album drop on the 25th. Then we got mid-month, August, new video finna drop, with the homies, the Lab Cabin crew. I'm also want to send a shout out to Gritty Style. You dig? Young Gritty, little young. Small Wheel, my little cousin Gummy, they on the joint called Crash Room that I'm finna drop. Rockstar 3, another cat, Crooked Eye, all the cats, the homies just doing their thing. Damn Dillinger, what's happening with you, Cuzzo? And we out here. We just gonna keep it moving. Lester Bull and just stay writing, smoking, writing, and staying out the way till it's time to pop.
Hey, yo,
I appreciate y'all.